as if by magic. Doesn't that sound so Christmassy? Oh my God. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin. Isn't that lovely? Hello, good morning. Good morning. 7:05. I guess I missed the 4 minutes late. Yeah, what the hell? I gotta go to the store. I gotta shop. Oh my God, I gotta do dishes and laundry. Oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna start identifying as a girl. You may have noticed I have the organ and the good mic here. Ran across Matt Walsh this morning. It's like, is this here TradCon, this beard, this thunder beard? Is he starting to understand what's going on here with modern day Wammen? You think maybe it's possible? It's possible. Chaos for you. Good morning. Yeah. Early morning. Didn't have any Guinnesses last night. Thought I'd check in, see what's going on. Jason Bornex is here. Oh my God. Good morning. Hi, Y-Fan. Matt Walsh is a right-wing grifter. Okay. Early morning drinking time. BB, no, I wish. Oh, no, I have too much to do today. I have so many places to be and so little time. Now I got to go to the store. I got to get some food. It's a beautiful day for taking a nap, actually. I might just skip the beer totally. Coffee. That's good. About 7 o'clock in the morning. Although Guinness at work, too. It's going to rain all day. It's going to be cloudy and cold and windy. Yes, I'm going to take a nap after I wash the sheets and just get the place generally cleaned up. You know what I mean? I got a big stack of dishes there. I still have dishes from Thanksgiving. Amsterdam, that was 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I ain't got no woman. I'm sorry. Godfather of Ramadi. Good morning. Are you having a cocktail this morning, sir? Yeah. Breakfast beers for everyone. Yay! All right. Well, maybe later. I have to pick up some Guinness, though. I haven't had Guinness for a while. And it's one of those days. It's like, for Shirley, why don't we pull out a couple of Guinnesses and talk about have you ever seen a naked man before? What? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we all heard about this little girlfriend, this little OF model that did one guy every 13 minutes for 24 hours. Now, they really haven't said if she did like 8 hours of fucking and then she did an 8-hour shift and then the next day she did 8 more hours. We don't know. And I also read somewhere that it's just to get her OF all jacked up with moolah. Well, I mean, how exciting can that be, really? Could you imagine being Mr. 99? It's like, oh, my God. So Matt Walsh has noticed this story because he's a reporter on the Daily Wire. And he used to be a radio disc jockey, Rock 107.9, KX, blah, 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 in Baltimore, Maryland. He was part of the morning zoo. Fucking morning zoo shit. Is that still going on? The morning zoo. Hi, it's the morning zoo crew. Hey, blah, what a free taco. Blah. I hate those fucking shows. All they do is sit there and laugh at each other. It's just, hey, did you hear the one? Hey, you fucking A. God damn. Anyway, he used to be a morning zoo guy at some place in, I don't know, New Jersey or somewhere. And now he's got a real job at the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's outfit. Did you hear they got rid of, what's her face? Brett something. And I'm sorry. Nothing against her personally. I'm sure she's a very nice woman and everything. I could not stand her show. What was her? Brett something. And apparently they fired her. Oops. Oopie. They probably just couldn't come to a contract or something. She probably thought, I'm just Brett Cooper. Yeah, the whatever she had, the conversation or something. It was terrible. And it's not like she was bad or dumb or anything. Her delivery was, I can't stand that shit. I'm sorry. Just talk to me like Amala Kanopi, whatever her name is, the other lady. Her delivery's nice and smooth, and she's very nice, whatever. And this Brett Cooper, I guess she was trying to up her creds, like is what is she, a Generation Z or something? Who fucking knows? Nobody cares. If Matt Walsh really cared about single women, he'd say, well, he might be getting onto that side of things. You never know, right? It might be a slow process because just like a lot of men, and we talk about it all the time, we've been brainwashed into thinking women are this special, snowflakes, this bite, everything nice, blah, 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 blah. And women should be put on a pedestal and they're to be praised. Well, if they do something praiseworthy, yeah, just because they exist. Come on now. Come on. You evil man. You RO is here. Anyway, he's talking a little bit. We're not going to go through the whole thing. And we're going to do, I think today, we're going to do the New Jersey UFOs, the aliens. Oh, my God. Have you been following that? Oh, my God. There's bus-sized things flying in the air in New Jersey. And the first thing these aliens do is turn all their fucking lights on. And they have FAA-approved lighting. It's like, I'm sure. Oh, my God. Oh, wait. It's an Iranian mothership out in the ocean. And he's like, why don't you send out some destroyers and shit and go look at it and see if it's there? Hell, you don't even have to do that. You got spy satellites all over the place. You can take pictures. Come on now. Come on now. Anyway, let's get to Matt here, and we'll talk more later when I get some more beer. And okay, Matt, go ahead.
Lily Phillips is a woman who recently went viral.
Oh, yeah. You could say that. And what did she go viral for, Matt?
For the wrong reason, for one of the worst possible reasons a person could go viral.
But I mean, how could you sit there and judge a female, Matt? Don't you understand? You're being a misogynist, evil Nazi. According to the feminists, you are. You can't tell. She can do whatever she wants. You have no. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she could, but then, then there's the inevitable. Well, let's talk.
She is, I guess, an OnlyFans. What they would call an OnlyFans model, but really an OnlyFans prostitute.
Thank you, Matt. Somebody's starting, like I said, maybe he's coming around. Maybe he's understanding what the hell's really going on. I mean, he's been married for a long time, so, he's not out here running around with these hoes. I'm sorry. These wonderful, precious little snowflakes. Pure as the driven snow. Of course.
And she decided to have sex with 100 men in one night. Okay, 100 men in one night.
Was it a slow night for her then?
And it was filmed, of course, and I guess
and chopped up and put on OF for $5.99 a month. You can see me screwing 100 dudes. Well, that sounds great.
Made available on her OnlyFans page. Now there are a bunch of videos now circulating of Lily Phillips after the fact.
I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of them on some other P-Hub thing. That you can, I mean, that's what I want to see is a chick get she's got 100-man train lined up. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, go ahead, man.
Talking about the experience of, having sex with 100 men. And in the videos, and I don't have any of them to play right now, but you can find them on, on X and all that.
I'm sure you probably could. Yes. I don't think I will though. Thank you.
In the videos, she looks like someone who just had sex with 100 men. Okay, she looks terrible. She looks gross and sad and depressed and in pain and used up. Just exactly how you would imagine somebody might look after an experience like that.
Or maybe she was disappointed that it was only 100. Who knows? Maybe next time she'll go for 1,000.
And she's talking about it, and she's saying that it was a pretty horrible experience. What do you know? It wasn't very enjoyable.
Really? Who would have guessed? Who would have saw that one coming, guys? Jesus.
And yet, by the way, she's planning to do it again. Okay. In fact, her next goal is to have sex with 1,000 guys in a day.
4 hours. Yeah. And somebody calculated it in the chat. That's one dude every 1.44 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Which just
every 104 seconds. There you go.
Physically, in terms of the time constraints, I don't even know how that would seem to defy the laws of physics. But
I mean, well, oh my God. But she's
that's her plan.
Excuse me. She's daddy's little girl.
So she's not stopping. She's going to continue doing it.
Of course.
And
she's got the gravy train coming in. It's like, hey, can I give money to see some chick getting trained on by 100 guys? Sure thing. Sign up.
There's been a lot of discussion about this, and much of the discussion has been really on both sides of the political divide. Much of the discussion has been extreme.
Jason Born X says, that's a good point. She's got, you sick motherfucker. You're right, though. She could do 3 dudes at once.
Extremely sympathetic to Lily Phillips, as if she's the victim of this thing that she did and plans to do again.
Of course she's the victim, because all women are victims. Matt, don't you understand it yet? You evil white man. All women are victims of the patriarchy, and all men are to blame for all the trouble women cause themselves or otherwise. Don't you know?
Not only that, but much of the commentary on social media and in the media blames the men who participated in this more than Lily Phillips herself.
Well, I mean, okay. I don't know what kind of man, in quotes, would participate in such debaucherous activity. I know I wouldn't. Maybe if I were number 1, but not if I'm number 78. It's just no. But even then, it's like, what the? No. No thanks.
They're the villains here, is what we're being told. So, for example, just one example of many. Here's The Spectator. Here's an article that they just published. Headline: Shame on the men exploiting Lily Phillips.
Well, they weren't really exploiting her. She did a casting call and said, hey, we're all gonna fuck. And some scumbag man said, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Oh my God.
Not shame on Lily Phillips.
No.
Shame on the men.
Of course, because men are to blame for everything. Don't you understand the way the mind of a feminist works, Matt? Women are always, everybody who is not a white man, preferably a straight white man, is a victim of white men. Do you not understand this yet, Matt? I think you're getting there.
So there's been a lot of that. And this is the way it goes now. Feminists demand that we celebrate a woman's sexual freedom. But then when a woman makes a really bad choice with her sexual freedom, suddenly she's a damsel in distress and it's everyone's fault but her own.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, Matt, you're starting to catch up, man. All right. See, there's still hope. There's still hope, people. Yes, women want to do whatever they want to do. And most men are like, okay, we'll do whatever we want to do. But then they don't take responsibility for that, what they do. They blame someone else because that is the way this works, isn't it? Oh, it's the evil man. If he didn't want to have a child, he shouldn't have had sex. What about the woman? Oh, that's different. Right? Well, I took gender studies and I majored in that. And plus, some other stupid underwater basket weaving degree. I can't get a job. It's the fault of men and the patriarchy. Really? Yes, because that's the way these people think, Matt. Good to see you're on board. Yeah, let's get back to it.
That's the game. It's always been the game with feminists. They want freedom without accountability. That has always been the problem.
Oh shit, Sherlock. Oh my, you get a very good, Matt. Very good.
Again, one problem of many, but there's always been one of the central problems with feminism from the beginning.
Yes.
Is you want all the freedom, all the choice, you want all that, empowered, everything. The accountability part is the part where it always breaks down.
Exactly. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want and no responsibility for the consequences. Yes, Matt. You're coming, man.
You will not accept accountability, and it doesn't work that way.
Well, it has for a long time, though, hasn't it? So, are we planning on doing anything to push back against this little thing, or are we, Matt? Is Donald Trump going to do it? No, because he needs the women's vote. Well, not anymore. He's the final term. You get what I'm saying.
You cannot have one but not the other.
Yes, you can if you're a female in the West. It's been that way for decades.
Okay, responsibility is a dimension of freedom. You can't sever them
Unless you're a female in the West. Then you can. Come on now. Matt, you're almost there. You're almost there. I understand what you're saying. Theoretically, yes. If you do something, you're responsible for what you do, except if you're a woman in the West. He's finally starting to catch up, guys. I like it. I like the direction he's going here.
It's like saying, it's like if you have a quarter in your pocket, and you say that it's your quarter, you own it, but you own just the head side, not the tail.
Just the good side, yes.
Tails.
Yep.
Oh, the tail side of the quarter is not yours. Just the head. You can't have it. You cannot have one side of the coin but not the other. You just
unless you're a female in the West, then you
can't.
What do you think abortion's about, Matt? All the freedom to do whatever the hell you want, but when there's an oops, I don't have to be responsible for the consequences of my actions, but he does. It's obvious, Matt. Now, we could say, hey, we shouldn't be out there, screwing around. I agree. We shouldn't be. But why is it only one half of the population that has to be responsible for all this shit and not the other? Because the way it is in the West. You see what I'm saying?
So it's nonsense. And
it's like magic.
Now, I've heard that, Lily is harming herself. Yep. This is a self-destructive thing that she's doing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. No, somebody didn't love her correctly when she was a kid. I think we can agree she has perhaps some daddy issues.
Just self-harm.
Just taking a guess.
And it's no different from if she was, cutting herself, mutilating herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like that. And so she's a victim. Well,
yep.
Now, you're right. It is harmful.
Excuse me. All of these, or many of these problems that women have had, over the anorexia, the bulimia, the cutting, the goth, all that shit is self-harm. Seems like OF might be the same. Yeah? You think? I mean, really, the fact that there is an OF, Matt, that shows you why there's no accountability or responsibility for women in the West. Thank you, feminism.
It is self-destructive. It is in many ways sort of self-mutilating. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
But the men are also harming themselves.
Oh, again, both sides are to blame here. I don't know who would sign up to do a train on a hoe. Let's be honest, on a garden tool. Oh my God. Who's here? Anthony, cutest George, creative artiste. Hello. Good morning. Who else is here? Let me look at the comments. Brandon, True Blood, and Gone with Johnny in the building. Oh my God. It's such a great day. Ghost Pill is here too. Hello.
Having sex with a woman when you are, number 62 in line out of 100 or whatever.
Oh, she's so wet and damp. I bet she wants me really bad. Oh my God.
That's a lot of things. That is disgusting. That is revolting. That is nauseating. That is awful. That is demeaning. That is emasculating. That is all the bad things.
That's how new STDs get created. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's also harmful. Harmful to the men. They are putting themselves at severe risk. Severe. For physical reasons.
What if she got knocked up? Which one would she pick?
Big one being the diseases that you are subjecting yourself to, almost certainly.
Icky.
Also harming yourself mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
So, if she is a victim,
course she is.
Why aren't they? In fact, if she's being exploited, why aren't they being exploited?
Because they're men. And that's not the way the gynocentric Western world works. Women are always victims, and men are always the perpetrators. Don't you know?
She's the one profiting. She's the one selling the video. These men are just marks. They're pawns. You know.
But I mean, they get to crack their. I guess they got. Oh God. Ew.
You could say, oh well, no healthy woman with a right mind would do something like this. So she's
Well, now we're getting
a victim. No healthy man in his right mind would be a part of this.
You're right. You're absolutely right, man.
I mean, if to volunteer to be a part of this is on either side means that there's something really wrong with you.
Or it could just be a big grift. You never know, right? Could be a highly edited video with the same dude just dressing up in different clothes with wigs on doing the chick. You never know, do you? How would we know? We weren't there.
And yet, it only goes one way. The accountability only goes one way.
I mean, that would be a fun grift, though, wouldn't it? Just get different costumes and, you know, don't even show the guy's face. Just show the thrust and whatever. And there you go.
It ever goes one way. It's like when a man has sex with a drunk woman and is accused of rape. Drunk sex is non-consensual sex, is, you know, they say.
Of course. Just like if you're driving drunk, it's not your fault. It's the bartender who served you the drinks, right? Tell that to the police when they stop you for weaving all over the road and you're out of your fucking mind drunk. See if that works.
Except that he was also drunk. So if he raped her, then didn't she rape him? Aren't they?
That's a very good question, Matt. That's a very good question. Why do you suppose that is?
They raping each other by that logic? If they're
Yes, they are. Now we're getting somewhere. What do you think the evil manosphere has been talking about for years, Matt? Did you hear just the other day? Remember the Duke lacrosse case? Some of you guys are probably too young, but some skank accused 3 men of the R word because 20 years later, of course, this woman killed her boyfriend. Right? So she's serving like 20 years in jail for that. She finally admitted that she lied about it yesterday. Yeah. Where do you suppose the Title IX shit came from? There you go.
Both drunk? If they're both inebriated? Didn't she take advantage of him also?
It's a good question, Matt. It's a good question.
But you never hear that, ever. You never, ever hear that. You never hear of a woman getting accused of, much less charged with rape, for having sex with a drunk man. Never hear it. It only goes one way. Accountability only goes one way, ever.
Responsibility is only for the man. Women cannot be held accountable for anything they do in the West. And why is that, Matt? Because men have allowed this shit to go on for far too long. The Marxist feminist types got rid of the church, the influence of the mostly Christian, but Jewish church and all church, right? Because it held people accountable, and the women didn't want that. Did they? Men didn't either, but it was only Chad who benefited from it. You know, the rest of the men weren't out there fucking all these chicks. Chad was fucking the chicks when the church was still in force. Chad's still fucking the chicks. It's still the top 10% of men. It's never changed. Just that women don't have to be held accountable for their dumb decisions. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Yeah.
On this sort of thing.
Right.
Now, the only way, this is the important point, okay?
Okay.
Because we can lament the double standards. I mean, the double standards are very obvious here. You can't, I mean, it's like getting smacked in the face with a 2x4. Like the account, that's how obvious it is. You can't miss it.
Well, you did for a while, Matt, though, didn't you? Oh, but women are so pure and precious. And if you have all this bad luck with women, you're just picking the wrong women, Matt. Isn't that what he said? You just need to you need to find better women. Yeah. Where are they at? Where are they at? Tell us, Matt.
But let me try to make sense of it.
Okay. Good.
The only way to make sense of this double standard, where two people, man and woman, can willfully engage in a certain act, an act that in this case with Lily Phillips, not only are she willfully engaged, she is initiating it, inviting the men, advertising it.
And you know the crazy thing about this, Matt? Lily Phillips could put all this shit together, right? She sets it up. She does the casting call. There's 100 dudes show up. She can accuse one of them of the R word, and fucking the guy would be charged with it. Do you understand how this all works, Matt? Do you understand why there's so much anger in some areas of the internet and the manosphere and everything? Because it's so fucking unfair that a young man in college could have a consensual, everybody agrees, it's on tape, video, here's a written I agree, blah, blah, blah. It's recorded. He can still be charged with R word. He can still be months or even years later, Matt. Do you see we have a problem, and what do you think we need to do to address this issue? Well, one thing would be to keep your dick in your pants. I totally agree. But shouldn't women have to keep their pants closed up too? No. That's oppression. Do you see, Matt?
Selling it, making money on it. The only way to look at that and say, oh, the man is exploiting her, not the other way around, the only way to do it is to say that the man is the leader, that the man is in charge.
Yeah.
That the man is basically the captain of the ship.
No. He's not in charge. He has no authority. He just has all the responsibility. Matt, are we getting somewhere?
And so he gets the blame when the ship goes down, even if a dozen other people are also to blame. Even if, in fact, the captain didn't screw up, even if the captain did everything right, still, he gets the blame.
Yeah, that's the modern era we live in there, Matt. I'm glad you're finally coming to accept it. And tell me, what are we going to do about it? Dr. Dree is here. Oh, my God. Tom Laundrie and James. Hello. So there you go, guys. Let's do a little bit more of this.
And in the old days, he goes down with the ship, even if it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's still that way.
The Titanic hits the iceberg. The captain was asleep. He had somebody else in charge at that. It's not his fault. He's got to go down with the ship. That's the burden of leadership. The burden of leadership is responsibility. And
yes, and also authority. We have that part missing now today, don't we? All the responsibility and none of the authority. See?
You got buck stops with me, right? You got to take blame for stuff that you didn't do. So the only way to look at Lily Phillips and condemn the men and not her is to say that the men are supposed to be leaders and the leaders take the blame.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Very good, Matt. Now you're starting to get it. Men have all the responsibility and accountability. Women have none, but they have no authority either.
Which means you have to abandon feminism entirely.
Oh, my God.
You cannot be a feminist and say that Lily Phillips is being exploited. You can't. The only way to say it is to say that the men are more responsible because they're supposed to be leaders. So any person, any feminist who looks at this as, oh, well, she's the victim, you have abandoned feminism. It's done. You're out. You are out. What you are saying, this is as dramatic a statement as you could possibly make, reinforcing the most traditionalist idea of so-called gender norms imaginable. Okay,
the patriarchy. Yes. You see, the thing that Matt misses, it's not just this case. It's been going on for decades. Yes, if you believe women are equal, They should have equal responsibility and accountability, but that's not the way it is, Matt. That's not the way it's been for literally my entire freaking life. And I'm 60 years old. We want all the good stuff. We want all the freedom to do all this stuff, but none of the consequences or accountability. Thus, abortion. And thus, rape. Where she has a drink and he R-worded her. He's equally drunk. He still R-worded her. It's ridiculous.
You are saying the men are in charge, the men are leaders, they should know better, they should be guiding her, and they're not.
We're not allowed to. See, again, Matt, you're almost there, buddy. You're almost there.
That's what you're saying. The problem is that most of the people involved in this discourse are not willing to admit that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Because they want to have it both ways, always.
Exactly. Cake and eat it too. Yes. Like I said, he's coming around. There's hope, boys.
They want to have the cake and eat it too.
Yep.
But even then, let's say, because there are, like I said, there are some people on the right who are also, looking at this and say, oh, she's a victim, the poor woman.
Again, Matt, this is the problem with a lot of conservative men, tradcon, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Remember, these guys, Republicans, farmers, or whatever. They look at their little girl and, oh my God, she's so sweet and pure as a driven. So there's no way she would ever do anything like that. It must have been the man. He must have done something to her, because I cannot imagine my little girl would go off and do something as horrible as that. So it's the fault of men. The man did it. He put something in her drink. He's just a charming, he's a Chad. He's a charmer. She had to agree though, right? Didn't she? She had to say yes or else it's a crime, right, Daddy? Your little girl said, fuck yeah, let's go. But it seems like there's a mental block at some point. It's like, no, she would never do that. So he must have done something. No. You have to understand. Many women are not sugar and spice and everything nice. They are just as nasty and fucking wicked as men. Some men are. They're out there, but they're doing stuff. You don't even want to know what the hell they're doing. And this Lily Phillips person is a perfect example. Now, Hamster, are you saying that all women are out there doing 100-man training? No, but if you integrate it over time, a lot of young women, they get up into the triple digits. This is common these days. Is it any different if she does it over time or in one day? Is it? Not really.
And many of them, I'm sure, are listening to this, and they'll say, yeah, you know what? I do think men are leaders. I'm not ashamed of that. And so, yeah, I blame them. Okay?
Yeah. Because my little girl would never do such a thing. Am I right, guys? I mean, I'm not off in the weeds here. My little daughter would never do such a thing. It must have been some evil man that just come in there. But she said yes. So isn't she held accountable for anything? Come on. That's where we are today, guys. And that's why you got a lot of red pill rage and all this other shit out here. We're sick of this fucking shit. She has to say yes or else it's a crime. If it's not a crime, she agreed to it. So yes, they are out there doing that, granddad and daddy. That's what they're doing.
And I'll just say, those people are the only ones I can even take seriously in this conversation. The feminists, I can't take you seriously. Because your whole, it doesn't make any sense.
You can't take feminism seriously since about 1973. And yet here we are. Oh, yeah, them women are oppressed, and there's a wage gap, and they're da-da-da-da-da-da. Most of the problems have been solved for decades. There's no reason for this movement to exist anymore, because it's not about women's rights. It's about Marxism and other shit and hating men. That's part of it too there, Matt, right?
It's completely incoherent. 1 minute
Uh-oh. Did I stop?
You want to get rid of the gender norms. Men and women are the same. Men are not leaders. Women are the boss babes. They're in charge. In fact, women are more competent, smarter. And in the next minute, oh, she's a damsel in distress. That doesn't make any sense. You're not serious. You're not serious people. I can't listen to you.
Well, no shit, Matt. Glad you came on board finally.
The only people I can even take seriously in a conversation like this are the very traditionalist conservatives. At least then you have a case because you're being consistent. And you always say, yeah, I think, men should be leaders in society. They should be leaders in the home. They should be leaders in relationships. And okay, but even in that case, you still cannot entirely absolve the woman. Like she has no free will, like she has no agency. Because
exactly, Matt. Yes.
When you do that, now you are now you're drifting past
double standard play.
Just sort of a traditional notion of gender norms. You're drifting past that, and you're drifting into demonization of men and the total infantilization of women.
Yes, Mr. Walsh. You're finally getting it.
You're treating women like infants or robots who have no free will and no ability to make any decisions for themselves. And you're treating men, you're unduly demonizing men in that.
Again, it's all the responsibility and none of the authority.
That case. If you are basically totally absolving the women, like you can't blame them at all. You cannot condemn their behavior at all, which is some of what I'm hearing.
Yep, exactly.
Because in reality,
I mean, he's chugging red pills today, Inner Circle. he's chugging them.
Okay, Lily Phillips is an adult person making a choice.
Yeah.
And yes, we should condemn her behavior. It's disgusting, terrible behavior.
Yep.
And yes, it is also exploitation on her part, too. She is also exploiting these men in a very real sense.
I wonder if are they getting paid? No. Come on now. Sharzanobel is in the building. Hello.
Just having them line up so that
and did I see Australian in here? Hello, Australia.
She can make this disgusting video. So my take on it is I condemn the behavior of everybody involved. Okay, that's my very simple way of looking at this. I condemn the behavior of everybody involved. Like, I don't think there are any victims here. Everybody is choosing to be a part of this. It's disgusting.
Yep.
And it's disgusting, evil behavior by everybody, and we should condemn it in no one's.
fan, you're right. Well, you should, even if she's single, I mean, she's only had 150 guys. But it wasn't in one day. It was only over, her dating life in her 20s. Come on, man. Come on, step up and put the ring on that garden tool.
In certain terms. It is shameful, gross, and we should just condemn the behavior of everybody involved.
Yes. Yeah.
Nobody's being forced into it. Everybody does have free will.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's very simple. We've got to get over this hump. And I think many red pill guys are like, that's why we're here. And of course, we're called Nazis and fascists and evil, misogynist, woman-hating scumbags, right? Women have agency. And when they make stupid decisions, like driving drunk, do women get out of driving drunk? Sometimes. But a lot of times they don't. The laws, there it is. You drove drunk, you're going to have consequences for that. And notice some of the drunk women you see on some of these videos absolutely lose their fucking minds because they're not used to being held accountable for their decisions. They're daddy's little girl. Right? Women have to be held accountable for their decisions, and they've got to live with the consequences of their stupid choices instead of blaming someone else. This is getting tiresome. If a woman has some drinks and does a dude, how is it our word? You made the decision to do it. Regret is not R. Come on now. Anyway, I got to go to the grocery store. You guys, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. And one more organ. I'm sure Gone with John will have a video today. And Brandon Trueblood, I know it's Geek Day. So if you like Dungeons and Dragons, tune in. You guys take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.